Welcome everyone to yesterday's NBA news from the 14th of September 2024. And we actually had some signings today in the NBA. No WNBA games, which we'll get into. And let's get into it then. All right. My name is RJ. Hope you all are having a great day. As always, be kind to yourself and others, be gentle with yourselves, and let's get into it. Isaac Okoro is signing a 3-year, $38 million deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers. He was their 5th pick in the 2020 NBA draft, which I was kind of shocked. I knew he was a lottery pick, but I did not realize he was actually the 5th pick in that NBA draft, which made me kind of shook. And I kind of want to see who the hell was in the NBA 2020 NBA draft, actually. But Isaac Okoro last year averaged 9.4 points per game, 3 rebounds per game, 1.9 assists per game on 49% shooting from the field, about 39% from the 3-point line, which was the biggest improvement he did have, and about 68% from the free throw line in 69 regular season games, and he played about 27 minutes per game. And oh yeah, the 2020 draft is kind of hilarious. It was Anthony Edwards, obviously, then James Wiseman to the Warriors, LaMelo, Patrick Williams, then it's Isaac Okoro, and after him it's Tyrese Halliburton is obviously the biggest name, Tyrese Maxey, Emmanuel Quickly is there. There are a lot of good players here, actually. There are a lot of good players here. But, I mean, Isaac Okoro could really well work out for them, obviously, because he can, he still has the potential. He's improved last year tremendously, and he's still one of the best defenders in the league, which they obviously need. So we'll see, but this is a good deal for Cleveland, in my opinion. Let me know if you think it's a good deal or not. Then we had the LA Lakers and Christian Koloko agreeing to a deal. He'll have a deal with the Lakers, fight for frontcourt minutes, because the Lakers need frontcourt help, and he's a 7-footer, obviously. He's still young. He was the second round pick, the 33rd pick in 2022, I'm pretty sure, for the Toronto Raptors. And Landry Shamet, I'm not gonna tell you when he was drafted, but he's been in the league so long. He signs a 1-year deal with the New York Knicks. It's not been that long, actually, right? Has it, for Landry Shamet? He was drafted in 2018, the 26th pick. But Landry Shamet, obviously a favorite of Monty Williams, a really bad defender, and a streaky shooter. But I mean, why not take a chance on him? I guess because of the intangibles and because of his profile. And that's it for NBA news. Now let's talk about the WNBA. You have a Saturday. It's actually the last week of regular season, and there are no games. No games whatsoever, for whatever reason. We had 5 games on Friday, and now we'll have 6 games on Sunday. 5 games on Friday, 6 games on Sunday, and no games on Saturday, which, I mean, it obviously, that is college football still, but the NFL is on today, and you have 6 games competing with the NFL, which is just stupid. And, I mean, I want to watch both things, right? And it kind of sucks that, I can watch, some of it, and I can watch more things than once, but, I mean, I'm not gonna have the full experience I would have, right? And it just feels weird that they didn't stretch out these games throughout the weekend, since we quite literally have only 2 game days left, actually, after today. On Wednesday, there are 5 games, and on Friday, there are 6 games. So it feels kind of crazy. Nonetheless, I guess that's just what it is. I hope they'll improve upon their scheduling and everything next year, because the league obviously has grown so much in this season. So we'll see, but it just feels weird. Nonetheless, you can see some of the major injuries for tomorrow. Jewel Lloyd and Ezzy McGregor are out for the Storm, but they play the Sparks, so they should be fine. Some other obviously notables are there, just as you can see. I'm not gonna go over that. I just wanted to put it here because, I mean, there's not much news to talk about. And these are obviously some of the most fun players in the league and that we follow. But it's good to see Odyssey Sims being probable after what was a scary hand injury. but there is also an extension. Sophie Cunningham from the Mercury has signed a 1-year extension for them. She's averaging 8 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, 2 assists per game, and 1 steal a game. And she's shooting about 37% from the 3-point line. That's obviously her calling card in the WNBA. And yeah, that is that. So good extension for the Mercury, I think. But I mean, I guess they have something to be more excited about. Even though, obviously, they are just awful playing team right now. But let's get into today's slate. We have 6 games, like I said. 3 of them starting in the same time, and 3 of them starting again in the same time. They have 3 games on at the same time, which just... Oh, man. Especially when it's 6 games, it just feels so weird to not have it stretched out more. But I guess we're preparing for the playoffs nonetheless. Let's start. The first game is the Dallas Wings against the Indiana Fever. And, of course, Wings already eliminated. They're fighting for the number 2 pick, number 1 pick, I suppose, or for the odds for the number 1 pick. And the Fever, I don't think they can actually... I don't think they can move up in the standings anymore, so they should just be preparing for the playoffs, of course, and I guess want to have a winning record. Then the biggest game of the night probably is the Dream against the Mystics because of the playoff implication. The Mystics right now are in the playoffs due to how well they've played after the break, and the Dream obviously are right there with them fighting for it. Then we have the Lynx against Liberty, top of the league matchup, which, I mean... is cool, and the Lynx, I think if they win out and the Liberty lose out, they could be tied at 31-9 to end the season. I don't know who the tiebreaker would go to if the Lynx win today, or if that is a tiebreaker, but this still obviously is a huge game before the playoffs of the 2 best teams in the league this season. So that's huge. Then the Mercury against the Sky is a game that that's gonna be ugly as fuck, but I mean, that's a game the Mercury need to win and where they need to find some things at least, even though the Chicago Sky obviously are not that formidable of an opponent right now. Then it's the Connecticut Sun against the Aces, another top of the league matchup. The Aces are climbing, and if they win out and the Sun lose out, they could still maybe move up, if I understand it. But, I mean, they still have to hold off the Storm, who are 1 game behind in the standings. So, the Aces need to keep playing well, obviously, for their standings' sake. But that's a huge matchup also, to see how these 2 teams, are right now. And lastly, the Storm against the Sparks. We'll see how the Storm do with, obviously, 2 starters out. And they've not been playing that well. Obviously, the Sparks have not been a good team. They've been the worst team in the league. But Odyssey Sims should be playing. Obviously, Ricky Jackson is still really good. The Erika Hamby is really good. So, this could be a tricky matchup for the Storm. But I guess we'll see. I guess we'll Levis. We'll see. Anyway, that's it for today. As always, be kind to others. Be gentle with yourselves. And I'll... see you all when I see you all, as always. Remember, it's okay to do nothing. Sometimes it's okay to be nothing. It's okay to just be, no matter how that is. As long as you have a 100% win rate. Remember that. And it doesn't have to get better. Thank you all. Love you all. Be kind to others. Be gentle with yourselves, like I said. And yeah, see you all. Love.